we've already kicked off the day pretty well. It's just past 10 a.m. and I thought I would make this video different as I am reviewing the Apple Watch Ultra. So today I decided to be as ultra as I could for this review. I am heading to the studio, but I started off around 7 a.m. I worked out in the morning. I did a bit of a HIIT workout. It was a combination of intervals of bike sprinting and a lot of ab work. So super unenjoyable. My legs were fried. And then after that, gave Link a 3-kilometer walk, and we are having breakfast right now. I've probably already hit my workout threshold for the day, but I will push myself. I'm going to try to be ultra, or as ultra as I can, as this is what this watch was made for people that do extreme shit. Not that I run marathons, Ultramans, Ironmans, triathlons, deep sea dive, or do any off-the-grid stuff. I am just a regular person that likes to work out, maybe more so than the average person. I would say probably more than the average tech reviewer. I'm kind of pumping my own tires, but here's my review on Apple Watch Ultra. Let's be real, it's orange, so obviously that's why I'm reviewing it. So the Apple Watch Ultra, a bit of an interesting name, as I initially thought it would be called the Apple Watch Pro, because if you look at Apple's lineup, we have the MacBook Pro, AirPods Pro, iPad Pro, devices for a smaller subset of people that are either enthusiasts or actual professionals for the use case of those pieces of tech. The Ultra is an interesting name. I'm interested to see if that kind of passes on to other things, the MacBook Ultra. So essentially what we're getting is a pro device for those pro athletes, or I should call them ultra athletes. For example, the ultra distance marathon runners that need a smartwatch that the current series or generation of Apple Watch, so Series 8, can't quite handle yet. And the biggest things that come to that are the battery and of course the feature set. And since I've been using the Ultra, even though I did charge it last night when I took it off the dock at 7 a.m., that has been the biggest improvement and my biggest detractor or criticism of the OG Apple Watch, even Series 8. Those typically have a day, maybe even a day and a half of battery life. This has consistently lasted me at least 2 days. And you'll see by the end of this review, when we come back from all my activities, that this will still have at least 50% of battery that can make it into tomorrow. The second thing being the design. It's a 49mm watch face, so it's the largest Apple Watch ever created. It doesn't look too big on the wrist, but the thing that I really notice is the chunkiness. And I am coming from a traditional watch, which is quite chunky on its own, but this thing sitting on my wrist, I still can't get over how large and how thick it is. On the flip side though, it is made out of titanium, so it is really light on the wrist. You actually don't feel its heftiness. It's lighter than my watch. It's actually very similar to an aluminum Apple Watch. It's nice and light. It's the only finish that you can get it in, and on the side, they have some extra additions, which are the crown guard to help protect the crown, to make the buttons easier to press. So you have the classic crown, the multitasking button, and on the other side, you actually have the new action button in that orange, which you can map specifically to different options. So I have mine set to the traditional workout button, but you can kind of change that to whatever your activity or to whatever you need it to be. To increase the ruggedness, they've made the display flat, and the titanium lip kind of wraps around the outside to help protect it from side glances or accidentally smashing your watch against something while you're rock climbing, doing something rugged, doing something ultra. And of course, to match my orange addiction, I did get the Alpine Loop in orange. This thing is really rugged. I should have got actually medium. I do have the large band here, but it is secure. This watch is not going anywhere. It is stuck on my wrist. So I'm gonna finish off breakfast. I'm gonna head to the studio and do some more workouts. Remember, I said I'm going to be ultra for this review, so I promise after this, I will not be sitting. We'll see what we can do. So catch you guys in the studio next. Okay, so back in the studio now, and this is where I actually have Series 8 chilling, and off the top of the bat, I'll show some B-roll because we're here. There's no better place to do it. And unfortunately, I'm sure you heard my microphone was a bit fuzzy on me, so I'll just do a bit of voiceover and show some B-roll as I'm here in the studio. So there is a pretty decent size difference between Series 8 and Ultra, along with the straight glass and titanium lip around the Ultra to help prevent hitting it, and of course to just provide some protection to the crystal. The Ultra also has its own unique watch face, which has a handy thing like this compass that rotates. To be honest, it's a bit too busy, and I just changed it to the Nike watch face, a bit of a tech sin, but the Nike watch face is available now across all Apple Watches. The biggest question though I did get was the bands. So you can thankfully rock any sort of band on the Ultra because it uses the same rail system. So you can use the cheap rubber band, or I guess cheaper, and vice versa. You can technically use the Alpine Loop or any of the Ultra Watch bands on a Series 8 or any other Apple Watch. Time to hop into workout number 3 as well, and I'm doing that through Apple Fitness Plus. It's a yoga class. I've been trying to add more of those to my workout routines.
And welcome
Let's hit it.
to a 30-minute slow flow at the Fitness Plus studio in LA.
For the rest of the day, before I get to my last 2 workouts, I'm just going to do actually some work here. I'm going to try to close my 3rd ring, which is the stand ring. So we'll shoot B-roll for the Ultra, all standing up on the stand-up desk. And I will catch you for workout number 4, which will be my strength workout. Let's keep it up with the Ultra review. And moving on to workout number 4, some strength stuff, something that I'm actually a bit more versed in, better than my yoga workout. There's a couple of features though on the Ultra that I know that I won't even touch on or use that are really useful for those Ultra workouts, for those Ultra marathoners, for going off of track. So when you long press the right hand button, you have your emergency mode almost. And from there, you get 3 different options of either siren, which is quite loud. You can actually hear this. I will quickly turn that on. The second one is compass backtrack, and especially if you are off grid and not anywhere with actual roads or locations to mark yourself, you can start to go through the different compass points, and if you ever want to get back to a certain point, say you know a certain waypoint, you can actually track back through the compass app. So super useful, once again, if you are going off the grid. In my life, I've only probably been off the grid, fully off the grid, maybe 2 or 3 times, and without cell service, maybe a max of 15 to 20. So not that I would use that, but it's super useful, I know. And the third feature, of course, is emergency SOS calling, which is super handy. So you can now call through GPS or satellite. You don't actually need any cell service. So those are features that I probably would never use. Great to have. And maybe even that last one, the SOS calling, it's something that I hope to never use, but it's nice to have that there. So let's hop into workout number 4 for the day and hit some strength stuff. So workout number 4 done. I honestly got caught up doing a couple emails, might have eaten some food, and I'm just actually later ready for workout 5. I'm heading to my soccer football game. Being Ultra, workout 5, I got this. So I just kind of kept the watch on the inside. Technically not supposed to happen, but workout 5 in the bag. So sitting back down here after 14 hours again, it is 10:27, so 10:30. I have tried to be Ultra today. So I've done 5 different workouts. I have burned a total of almost 1,800 calories, 231 minutes of exercise, and I just got 12 out of 12 hours on my stand goal. 14,000 steps, 12.34 kilometers, and 10 flights of stairs climbed. If that is not Ultra, I don't know what else is. And it's funny enough, though, that I swapped out the band to the rubber for my last match of soccer. It's still something that you still technically shouldn't be wearing for some sports. The Apple Watch, not just the Ultra, but in general, there are some sports where you're just not allowed to wear any wrist wear. So maybe that's one thing that I have to say, not really criticism, but I guess that depends what sport you play. I will also say, after doing 5 of those workouts, I feel like I still haven't scratched the surface of the Ultra. I haven't done enough to warrant its name. Even though I got soaking wet at my game, the most wet that this watch actually got was probably in my shower. The deepest diving I've done maybe in my life has been 10, 15, if I'm lucky. 15 meters would be pushing it. So I'm obviously not a deep sea diver. I know that this has its official certification, but just comparing it to, I guess this is technically my dive watch. This has a depth rating of 600 meters, 2,000 feet. So it is 6 times more able than this Apple Watch Ultra. I definitely do think that the Apple Watch Ultra is great though. It's a welcome upgrade. I really think people that will benefit from it the most are maybe a smaller niche of people. For myself, I think the regular Series 8, or you know what, to be honest, the SE, just some awesome value. It still has heart rate. You can still track pretty much all of the same things that I track today with the SE. I will say maybe the best features of the Ultra has to be the battery life. So we're still floating around 60%. Any normal Apple Watch, probably with all my activities, would have been near dead by the end of the day. So I can rock this tomorrow without charging it. I can track my sleep stuff if I want and not have to worry about this running out of juice. And the second feature that not a lot of people talk about, when you rotate the crown, it actually goes into a night mode sort of view. So this is actually really great looking at stuff. Like the name implies, at night, the screen isn't glaring in front of you. You can just glance at content and it doesn't kill your eyes too much. But anyways, this has been the Apple Watch Ultra. I am fully exhausted. I hope I was ultra enough. Do I think that this watch is worth it? For 800 US, 1,000 Canadian, I think this is actually very similar to a lot of other pro Apple products. A lot of people will still buy it. Will they actually fully utilize it to its full potential? Probably not. The battery life for me has to be the biggest winner at 2+ days. That has to be the biggest take home. But remember, there are smartwatches out there that last a week, that last 15 days, that last close to a month. So not saying that the Apple Watch is the best, it's just improving on what currently exists. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. That's it for me. That's all. I'm exhausted. That's probably the most activity that I've done since I've been in my 20s. So I'm signing off and going to wash this jersey.